Hello, and thanks again for joining me this week. It was kind of a rough week for extreme heat and severe thunderstorms, and trees were uprooted in many places, damaging structures and knocking out power to thousands of people. These storms were pretty widespread and some of the most devastating storms that we've seen in our county in quite a while. The 911 call center reported 1,300 calls in the first 2 hours of the storm on Friday. And by Monday, the county's Department of Transportation had removed more than 160 fallen trees. I want to thank our county's first responders, as well as those working for the state, PEPCO, Washington Gas, and WSSC for their response to these storms. PEPCO reported more than 1,300 line workers, mutual assistance crews, contractors, support personnel, and customer service representatives who were used around the clock following the storm. I also want to thank our Department of Health and Human Services, the Medical Reserve Corps, and the Red Cross of the National Capital and Greater Chesapeake area for setting up temporary shelter. All of these efforts made a difficult weekend better for so many people. As you've heard me say before, more frequent, severe, and extreme weather is going to be our new normal. We are working to slow the rate of climate change, and we know we have to work on resiliency and be better prepared to withstand the impacts of storms like these. That's why I developed a new position in the county, the Climate Adaptation Program Manager, and Mara Parker is the county's first Climate Adaptation Program Manager. Mara manages the development of climate adaptation and resiliency programs to help mitigate the impacts of climate change, and she promotes emergency preparedness in the face of climate-related hazards, with a particular emphasis on communities at the highest risk. We'll be working in partnership with community partners to develop resiliency hubs, address urban heat island effect, and flooding. And we're going to conduct climate change-related community outreach and position the county and community to maximize grant funding opportunities related to climate change. It's through these efforts that we are creating a safer and more resilient Montgomery County. This includes steps for individual residents, like making sure your home has an emergency kit ready in case the power goes out. And it also is important to sign up for Alert Montgomery text messages. The Alert Montgomery system provides accurate and immediate emergency notifications from Montgomery County to your cell, work, or home phones via text, email, or by voice message. Tuesday night, I visited various National Night Out celebrations in the county. This annual event is an opportunity for neighborhoods to get to know the police officers, firefighters, and other first responders that serve their community. I was able to visit activities in White Oak, Olney, Mount Calvary and Lincoln Park, Aspen Hill, and Flora Singer Elementary School, which used to be called McKinney Hills Elementary School, which is where I went to school when I was in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. But there are many more celebrations across the county as well. It was great to see old friends and talk with residents about so many different issues. One thing I noticed throughout the county was the attempt by police to get more people to apply for jobs at the 911 call center. These are decent paying jobs, and I recommend these jobs for people who can handle stress well and if you're computer literate. If you're interested or want to pass along the information to somebody who you think would be a good fit, please search Work for MCG in any internet search engine or find Montgomery County Government on LinkedIn. National Night Out events are a good reminder that an important way to keep our community safe is having engaged neighbors and positive interactions with our first responders. Work is underway to bring more visitors to Montgomery County. This week, Visit Montgomery hosted the Mid-Atlantic Tourism Public Relations Alliance, regional tourism partners encompassing Delaware, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and West Virginia. About 60 tourism representatives and approximately 50 journalists from this organization participated in a variety of events and activities and familiarization tours throughout the county. This is the largest media event Visit Montgomery has hosted. We've got some exciting new destinations for food and wine enthusiasts. For example, on Monday, I joined the group at the Comus Inn, which is now home to a world-renowned chef, Sammy DeMarco. Originally from New York City, Chef DeMarco's career has taken his culinary skills all over the world to places like Australia, Canada, Dubai, Thailand, and most recently with restaurants in the Bellagio in Las Vegas and the Kimpton Hotel in Amsterdam. Visit Montgomery also took this group to our new grape crush facility, Crossvines in Poolesville, and hosted them for meetings and a trade show at Pike and Rose in North Bethesda. We have a great tourism story to tell. Now that the travel industry has rebounded back to pre-pandemic levels, we need to tell that story. Montgomery County is already one of the most visited counties in Maryland, with 6.8 million day and night visitors, generating $1.4 billion to the economy, 20,000 jobs, which is 4.4% of our workforce. As I expressed to our tourism industry visitors this week, we know hospitality well because it's one of our top industries. We're home to Marriott, Choice Hotels, Sodexo, and Host Hotels and Resorts. But what makes us unique is the variety of cultures from every part of the world. We're one of the most diverse and inclusionary jurisdictions in the nation, if not the world. We are diverse in many ways, from urban to suburban to rural, and numerous ethnicities, races, and religions are represented through cuisines, events, and attractions. I appreciate the Mid-Atlantic Tourism Public Relations Alliance for coming to Montgomery County. I want to thank Kelly Groff, President and CEO of Visit Montgomery, and her staff for organizing this event and proactively working with those who will increase awareness, draw visitors, and create more revenues for our businesses and our economy. Next week, we have a big tourism draw in the Montgomery County Ag Fair, which brings about 200,000 people to Gaithersburg each year. Organizers like to say it's the best 9 days of the year. Schedules for special events like Family Day, Senior Day, and Military Day are available. For more information on the fair, visit mcagfair.com. And to be aware of all the latest events, attractions, and dining and happenings in Montgomery County, go to visitmontgomery.com. As I mentioned last week, I want to focus more on our efforts to combat climate change in these weekly updates. So this week, I want to update you on efforts to expand our adoption of electric vehicles, or EVs. As an EV owner myself, I'm proud of the way our state and county have committed to getting more electric vehicles on the road. Even though Montgomery County represents about 1/6 of the state's population, 1/3 of all registered plug-in vehicles in the state of Maryland are located here. One thing we've done in Montgomery County is develop the EV Purchasing Co-op. It brings together participating local dealerships that have pledged to honor incentives geared specifically to Montgomery County residents. The savings could be applied to purchases or leases of new or pre-owned electric vehicles. In addition to the local deals, new state programs began last month. The excise tax credit for plug-in vehicles offers $3,000 toward a plug-in vehicle with a sale price under $50,000. This new state tax credit, when combined with the existing federal tax credit of $7,500, means you can get up to $10,500 on qualifying vehicles. That is significant. There's also new funding for the state's electric vehicle supply equipment, or EVSE, charger rebate, which helps you pay for new charging equipment for your home, neighborhood, or businesses. You can get up to $700 for residential charging, and commercial properties can get a rebate of $4,000. I want to make an additional point about residential charging. The county is now allowing people to bring wiring basically curbside in your neighborhood. If you don't have a driveway and have wondered how you charge your vehicle, we're allowing people to set up charging stations in that strip between the sidewalk and the curb. And so it helps facilitate homeowners being able to charge their vehicles, which I know is a big issue for people. EVs are in stock locally, and dealerships are making it easier than ever to find them. Each month, the Department of Environmental Protection EV team updates our website with incentives and special offers from automotive retailers in the county. We currently have 5 dealers in the county with specific EV deals, and we're pushing more consumers to switch to EVs to reduce our carbon emissions and meet our climate action goals. It's also good for car owners, saving them money in the long run. An EV costs only $5.21 for 100 miles for fuel, compared to $12.87 for a gas vehicle. An EV owner saves up to $10,000 over 5 years on fuel and maintenance as compared to those gas cars. And again, I can speak to that through personal experience. Those are significant savings that combine with the rebates and should be considered when purchasing a new vehicle. Additionally, we continue to push grant applications to expand EV charging stations, infrastructure in county facilities, as well as on private property. And we're practicing what we preach and continue to switch over the county fleet of cars and buses over to electric. Our effort paired with the state's measure earlier this year to require manufacturers to continuously increase the share of electric vehicles sold, reaching 100% of passenger cars and light truck sales by model year 2035, moves us all in the right direction. I support and thank the governor for his leadership in setting ambitious climate goals, and we'll continue to do our part in Montgomery County when it comes to promoting the switch to EVs. This summer, we've been hosting a number of college and high school students. Some of them are working on projects helping us gauge the effectiveness of policies that we've put in place. Others are researching issues, and they're all having a chance to glimpse the day-to-day operations of the County Executive Office. Some of our students come from the MCPS Summer RISE program. I appreciate all the partnerships that have been created in the community to help these rising seniors and juniors broaden their lens and learn about the business and community organizations that serve Montgomery County. More than 900 students showed up for the closing ceremony, and even more participated in the Summer RISE program. Kids don't always see what's possible. They often don't dream about careers until they see a path toward achieving those goals. Summer internships and fellowships give students a chance to learn by doing. I know that kind of experience can lead to good things. 2 of our summer high school interns interviewed me, and you can watch those conversations in this week's newsletter or on Montgomery County YouTube page. Just talk briefly about COVID. Cases are up slightly. There's an uptick across the country that we're seeing. Nothing's reached a disturbing proportion yet. It doesn't seem to be more severe. We are not seeing bad cases in the emergency rooms or in the hospitals, but there is an uptick in cases, and it's kind of what people expected. Hopefully this is not a sign of things to come, but again, we know what to do if we ever have to go back to doing things to drive this down again. But hopefully this is just a temporary blip. So all in all, that's a wrap for today, and I hope you have a great week, and I'll be back again next week.